So in November 2022, I decided to build a website called serviceareawizard.com. The purpose of this website, well, it was a software as a service website, and it basically checks if your customers are in your service area. So the reason I built this was because we have a lot of clients in my business that are service-based businesses, and they have a lot of inquiries through their websites, and quite often their services are carried out in specific areas near where their business operates from. So for example, if you had a cleaning business, you are going to be serving customers near where you're based. So you're not going to be serving customers 100 miles away. You want to be serving them in your local area. Now, so the purpose of Service Area Wizard is you provide it with a postcode or a zip code, as you Americans call it. Sorry. And it will return a response to let you know if that zip code is in your service area. So let's have a quick look at the original version of Service Area Wizard. So this was, should I say, the homepage, still does exist, V1. So if this looks familiar, this is obviously Tailwind UI. Everything's always Tailwind UI. So this is basically what it was. So it was just, this is an iframe. So you can create an account, put your starting zip code in, or postcode, or Australian postcode, mate, and put it in. So look here. So if this business's zip code is 10001, and with a service area of 50 kilometers, which is 31 miles, we can put one that is within that area. So let's do 10005. No idea where these places are, but don't need to know. And you'll see you get a little response there. The zip code 10005 is in our service area, and now if we do one that's out of the service area, so 90001, and we check that, it says it's not in our service area. So you get the point. It's basically a service area checker. Anyway, I made this in November 2022. Didn't really think anything of it. I made it completely free. I made it so that it was compatible with all this stuff here. I say that like that was a big deal. It's just an iframe. And then I didn't think anything of it. So fast forward to, it's the 9th of August 2023. Now fast forward to last week, I decided to just check how many people were using it. And I was quite surprised. There were like 40 signups, which isn't much, but it's pretty decent considering I didn't really promote it. I made like a couple of videos at the time, didn't really think anything of it, didn't do any SEO. Well, I did the smallest amount, and yeah, I was surprised people are using it. And I checked out some of the pages. I basically did a backlink check. That's how I discovered people were using it, because all these iframe embeds were popping up in the backlink check. I was like, hang about, this is weird. And yeah, people were using it. And I was surprised because it's rubbish. It's just rubbish. This is the most pointless tool ever, as it is. It's just so pointless. Because if you've got this on your website, it's not even a link to a contact form or anything. You're just relying on your users checking their postcode or zip code, and basically kind of coming to their own conclusion of whether they are going to submit an inquiry. So the point of it was that it saves you as the business owner time and effort, basically talking to people that are already outside of your service area, like replying to emails and inquiries when it's just a waste of time. So this was also a waste of time, in my opinion. So that's why I was very surprised that people were using it. So basically, last week I had a thought. why not just rebuild it and make it better, really? So the original version had this iframe option, so you could put this on your website, but it also had an API that you could make use of if you're a developer. So you send a request with this information, your token, API token, and it will send a response. And it was fine, but it just needed rebuilding. It wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't robust enough. So what I did last week was rebuilt the whole thing. So the original website, this v1 service area wizard.com, it was all built on Laravel with inertia.js. So Laravel Jetstream, which is the starter package, comes with all the authentication, all that amazing stuff. So you can just be really lazy and not have to worry about any of that. It comes with all that. So it's built with that. But I actually built the marketing side of it on the same installation of Laravel, which was an interesting decision because it's just not geared up for SEO in the same way that WordPress is. So what would have been a better idea would be to build the marketing website with WordPress and then have a subdomain for the Laravel web app on app.serviceareawizard.com or any other subdomain for that matter. So that is what I did when I rebuilt it. So I thought, if people are finding this with the rubbish SEO that I had and they're using it with the semi-pointless iframe, I do appreciate it that you were using it though, by the way. And obviously it was working for you, but I just don't really see the value in that. But if they were using that, then why not make something much better and do some real SEO and use WordPress, and I can write some content and make it better and just see what happens, see how many users we can get. So that is what I did last week. So let's have a look at what I rebuilt. So this is the WordPress marketing website. Looks very similar. Upgraded the Tailwind UI, of course, to some of the latest components. So I haven't yet. Well, my plan is to build a WordPress plugin that is a contact form that integrates the API, the Service Area Wizard API, and does service area checking. I haven't yet finished that plugin. I have a version of it. I'm just, you're just not, you don't feel comfortable releasing it just yet. So that's where I'm at. So this is basically what you get at the moment. So it's just purely an API. And this is nice, isn't it? Do you know what? If I didn't have Tailwind UI, my websites would look so bad. I might do a video soon showing what my websites used to look like, or the first websites that I built, because it's shameful. So if we have a look on the homepage, you'll see you can basically do some test requests, see what sort of responses you get, which is pretty good if I do say so myself. Look at this. It looks nice, doesn't it? This is obviously Tailwind UI again. I keep on banging on about it, but it just looks nice. So yeah, let's just, as you can see here, that that's the endpoint. It is /API/check. You have to send your API code, API token even as a bearer token, and then you just have to submit the country, the radius in kilometers, the origin postcode or zip code, and the destination postcode or zip code. So look, let's just send the test and see what happens. So we get this response back here. So it's not in the area. The distance between the two postcodes is that. I should probably round that up so it doesn't look great. So the difference, as in how far outside of the service area are they? So that's basically that distance there minus the radius that you submit. So it's that 244 minus 50. And then it just returns the origin postcode and the destination. So let's have a little play around. So if we increase the radius to 500 kilometers, we'll get a different response. We get true, so it's in area at that point. And you can change all of this. So if we change it to USA, we can change some of the information. Have a look down here, it changes. So it shows you the format. So it has to be USA underscore zip code for USA and UK underscore postcode for United Kingdom. So 10001, and then another one would be 10009. Change that back to like, I don't know, 50 kilometers again. Send that, and it's in area, and you get that response. So that's quite nice, I think. And if you want, you can actually test it out with your own credentials. So if you go to developers, you get a little rundown of what you need to do, and you can pop your own API code up there. So if you submit that, so you can see all the different types of responses that you're going to get. So you get unauthenticated because that's the API token that we've submitted. So it obviously doesn't work. So let's just create an account, have a little look what's going on, and show you how you can get it completely free, which is quite nice of me, I think. I'll give it away for free. You can pay for it, but I'm going to give you a code so that you don't have to pay for it at all. So let's just do a new email address. Oh, if I can remember my name. Register. And here we go. So first page you're going to find is this dashboard, and it just says that your account's limited. First thing you want to do, you do what you want, but first thing you can do is get an extra 25 checks per hour, which will make your life a bit easier because you're going to be limited to 5 if you don't do this. So to do that, all you need to do is subscribe to the mailing list that I have for Coding Goblin. So again, do what you want. It's a free country, but if you want extra 25, just subscribe to that, and then you'll get that. So your rate limit will be increased. If you want an extra 200, I've got a treat for you. Just you wait. So click buy now, and if you go to codinggoblin.com and go to the discount code section, there'll be a discount code that you can use, depending on when you're watching this video. But if you want, just add the discount code and you can get it completely free forever, if that code's still valid. Get in there quick, because if loads of people sign up to this, then I'm getting rid of this code and just taking all the money. Okay, so the code at the moment is Coding Goblin 23, but like I said, this might not actually exist in the future. So you can apply that. It will exist. So you can get it free forever, 200 plus checks per hour on top of your 30 if you sign up to the mailing list. Anyway, waffled on about half an hour about that nonsense. So what you need to do is get an API token, call it whatever you want. My token, create, copy that. Only ever going to see that token once, so copy it and paste it somewhere. But if you forget it, if you lose it, just generate a new token. Doesn't make a difference. You can make as many tokens as you need. You only really need one. There's no advantage to having more than one. I just couldn't bother to change Jetstream to change that functionality to just make it one. I have done that in the past, but maybe I'll do that in the future if it takes off. Anyway, so we've got that API token. So if we go back to this developers page guide, just paste that in there. And now when we submit requests, we should get actual responses that make sense. So again, that was the example we used before. So you can put in mess around with the details and just see what responses you get. It's quite handy. You can do the same thing in like Insomnia or Postman, so like a HTTP request software. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, I did kind of touch upon it earlier, but I just want to talk about what it's built with, why I've built it this way, and why I think this is a good way of doing things. So I mentioned previously the original version of Service Area Wizard was built on Laravel with inertia.js. So that's the, I don't know what it's called. What is it called? Let's have a look. Inertia.js. Let's see how they describe it. Yeah, so it basically links Laravel to vue.js, which is really handy. Not just vue.js, you can do it with React, Vue, and Svelte apps. So it helps you with all your routing and submitting forms. It kind of couples Vue and Laravel together nicely. So instead of having to faff around with Laravel separately and just having that as an API and then having Vue as the front end, it just merges them a bit more together. Makes life a lot easier. I know people like to have the whole separation of concerns going on, and I'm sure there's a time and a place for that, but if you're just trying to bang something up quickly, it's just good for doing that. Really, it's really handy, especially Laravel Jetstream, because it just makes your life so easy. I didn't do any work basically building this. I mean, I did a bit, but I didn't do anywhere near as much as I should have or would have had I done all the authentication myself, all this API token generation, like the routing, everything. It was just so easy. Same with using Tailwind UI. That made my life so easy. Like I know this looks kind of pretty standard, but this is someone who knows what they're doing with design has made this a little section here, and I've customized it so slightly, and it looks good. But like I said before, if I was trying to make something myself like this, it would look naff. And not only would it look naff, it would take me weeks to make something that looked rubbish. So just if you can afford it, or you should just get a Tailwind library, or a CSS library of some sort, framework library. There are free ones. I did a video about Daisy UI a while back. That looks pretty good. I've not really used it, but it does look good. But I can recommend Tailwind UI. I feel like I talk about Tailwind UI too much, actually, especially as well. They don't need to pay me, but if they want to pay me, they can. If anyone from Tailwind UI or Tailwind is watching this, send me an email, please, or just send me money, email or money, preferably money. Probably just send money straight to me, actually. So that's I'm getting sidetracked. So basically, lessons to learn here are: use tools that make your life easy. So Laravel is amazing in its own right. Laravel Jetstream is double amazing. Laravel Jetstream combined with using inertia.js, triple amazing. All of that with Tailwind UI, also 4 times amazing. Also, the reason I like using all these things together is because Laravel Jetstream uses Tailwind anyway. I'm guessing all those guys, Laravel, Tailwind, and all those guys that make all this amazing stuff know each other, or they work quite closely together, or they collaborate, stuff like that. And it really shows, because, or if they don't, then they're just amazing in their own right, but it shows that they complement each other really well, basically. So use things that make your life easy. So yeah, use Laravel, use Inertia, use Jetstream, use Tailwind UI. But also, you don't have to use that for everything. Where it makes sense, use it. So for the web app, use it. For the marketing website, I use WordPress because it just made sense to. It's good for SEO, good for content management, makes your life easy in other ways. There is an argument for using Tailwind for your marketing website because you can generate stuff potentially quicker if you're not worried about kind of the long-term management of it. If you want something just banged up quickly, then yeah, I guess you can use Laravel Jetstream for that, which is kind of what I did before in 2022 when I first made it. I wanted to keep it all together, but for long term, trust me, you're better off doing it separate, in my opinion and in my experience. But you can find out for yourself. You've got to just do what you want, and you've got to try things out and learn from your own mistakes. Because you never know, I might come back in a few months and be like, do you know what? Actually, should have just kept it how it was and not switched it up, not moved the marketing over to WordPress. I don't think I will be saying that, but you never know. And I guess I haven't had this new version live long enough to really come to any solid conclusions. But I think I'm right. So what my plans are going forward with Service Area Wizard are, I just want to get as many signups as possible. I'm not too worried about making money from people boosting their number of checks, the number of postcode checks they do. I'm not expecting people to pay for that, really. I'm happy giving it away for free at the moment. I just want to get as many people to sign up and use it as possible, get some feedback, see where I can improve. I will be publishing the WordPress plugin soon. I haven't really spoken about that much, but basically it's going to be a contact form, simple contact form, name, email address, postcode or zip code, and a message, and they can submit that. It'll be like a normal contact form, and the response email that they get in that contact form will either not say anything, it will just be a normal autoresponder email, or it will say, unfortunately your postcode or zip code falls outside of our service area, so we can't offer our services to you. And the same kind of situation for the email that goes to the business owner. It will say, you've received a new lead from your website, the postcode is in your service area, or the postcode is not in your service area. And this just saves you time as a business owner. It saves a lot of time. So that's what the WordPress plugin is going to do, and I believe that will be a lot more useful than the first version, which was just the iframe, which, as I touched on earlier, it kind of requires your customers to do your job for you. Do you know what I mean? So they have to check themselves, where I just don't think they're really going to do that. They're certainly not all going to. And to be honest with you, the customers that are on your website that are like 200 miles away that are doing this, and they haven't even read where you're located, they're certainly not going to do this check themselves. Well, they might do, but it's not like a great solution to the problem. So at the moment, the new version is just the API, but it's a much better API than the previous version. It's a lot more robust, and it's just more user-friendly and easier to use. It's the same thing, isn't it? User-friendly and easy to use. It's just better. So if you want to have a play around with that, please create an account. You know, there will be a code available, so you can get extra service area checks for free forever if you get in there quickly before I get rid of that. So yeah, I urge you to give it a go. Feel free to send me some feedback, any problems, anything, any questions, anything you think would improve it. That'd be good to know. I can't think of anything else to mention. I think what I might actually do, I saw someone, well, probably a lot of people do this, but I'm going to make the number of signups public. I'm going to have a page on serviceareawizard.com that shows how many people are signed up at that moment in time. So it might be quite interesting if you're interested to see how it's going. You might not be, so if that's the case, don't look at it. Yeah, that's been a long video, a lot of talking. But I just wanted to kind of let you know what I'm doing, what I'm working on. Got a couple of other projects I'm working on. Could probably do a similar little breakdown, show how that's going. Yeah, I think that's about it. If you're still here, probably not. And if you've made it this far, I'll be surprised. But yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll do an update in the future. Not in the near future. Well, maybe the near future. I don't know. I'll just, if anything interesting happens, I'll do an update. So probably won't do an update. I'll do an update at some point, let you know if anyone's signed up. People have actually signed up already to the new version, which I was surprised. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, rambling on. Yeah, I can't think of anything else I wanted to mention. No, I think that's about it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.